Hi there. In this video we'll be covering, can anybody write a book? It used to be that you needed to be rich or famous or have a platform to publish a book, but that's changing. The rules are changing, and that's opportunities for you. But the rules of book writing are changing, and that means opportunities for authors like you. Yes, you, especially you. Stay tuned for my insights on why you should write a book and some tips to help you on your way. By the end of this video, you'll learn how to believe in yourself and your message, and how your book can help you accomplish your bigger picture goals. And stay tuned until the end of the video for an opportunity I really think you're going to enjoy. Let's dive in. When I think about a topic like, can anybody write a book? It's a blend of insecurity and curiosity. It's this feeling of, am I good enough? And you are good enough. Do I have a message that's worth telling in a book? The simple answer to this question is yes. Anybody can write a book. And that's what's so awesome about books. There's so many things that can get in the way of us sharing our message. There's so much gatekeeping in the world. You know, think about how tough it is to get media attention. You have to have a message that resonates. You have to connect it to the right thing. You have to get people to care. There's so many steps involved. It's not an easy thing. And sometimes it just happens by mistake, by chance, you know, just by putting yourself out there. You have a chance to share your story without anybody else getting in the way, without anybody else saying no to you. There's so many opportunities that can come from writing your book and publishing it, and your book matters. Your book is unique and different from every other book out there, and people deserve to hear it. You know, I think people deserve to learn from your message and take something away from it and carry it forward with them. Now, when we think about, can anybody write a book, it helps to have expertise. Whatever you're writing about, you should be an expert in some way. Now, obviously, if you aren't an expert, you can become an expert. I think about a book I wrote about a baseball player named Ken Caminiti. I was a baseball fan growing up. You know, I grew up dreaming of wanting to play Major League Baseball, and then I realized I wasn't really that good at playing. So I was like, you know what, this writing thing is pretty cool. I want to be a writer. So I, became a journalist, mostly on the news side, but I was always interested in telling a deeper story, and I was really pulled in by the story of Ken Caminiti, the 1996 National League Most Valuable Player, and somebody who came forward and talked about his use of performance-enhancing drugs, and somebody who passed away at the too young age of 41 from an overdose. His life was interesting, tragic, meaningful, and important. And I spent a lot of time bringing that forward. I had to spend years of researching and interviewing people to be an expert in that space. It took time, it took effort. So if you have expertise, it makes the book writing process easier. If you're writing about what it takes to succeed in business and you have a lot of success yourself and you can lean on your own experiences, great. It's going to make the book writing process easier. If you don't have that expertise yourself, you need to step outside of yourself to get it, which is okay too. You can become an expert by doing the research, by interviewing people, by rethinking something a little bit differently than everybody else. But either way, you need to have some expertise to write the book. Otherwise, why are you writing the book? But it's also a chicken and egg thing. I think a lot of times people think, I'm going to become successful and then I'm going to write a book. What about writing a book to become successful? What about taking the next step because you wrote the book? Using the book as a stepping stone instead of thinking of, I'm going to spend the time to become super, super successful in my career and then I'm going to write a book. You can write that book later. You can write the other book first. You can write the, getting going book, and then once you really make it, you can write a different book. But books are a great opportunity either way, and with self-publishing and with the pathways to publishing a book, you don't have those barriers anymore. You don't have anybody else saying no to you. I've been through the process of pitching my book to publishers and agents and getting the rejections one after another. I know the stories I'm telling matter. I know they resonate. I know there's readers out there who dream, who desire to read these stories, and yet there's gatekeepers in the way on the traditional publishing side saying, no, this isn't a strong enough audience. No, I don't represent books of this nature. No, this isn't a strong enough sales platform, blah, blah, blah. Enough of that. Enough of the gatekeeping. Don't get discouraged by the gatekeeping. Find a different path. If you have a story to share, don't get discouraged when people say no to you. Find a different way. I want you to think about how your book can help you accomplish your goals. If you want to become a transformative business leader, you want to write a book that's going to help people see that. Your book is the calling card. Your book is the thing that you can hand to people and say, I wrote this, here's the message, here's how you can work with me. And help them see a vision that they haven't seen yet. Help them see a future that involves you. Help them see a pathway to becoming a client and customer of yours, of taking a journey together. Your book is the beginning of a journey in some way. If it's a family story, if it's a business story, if it's a story that you're telling from your life, whatever the case may be, this is the beginning of a journey for the reader. You want to think about the reader and keep them in mind, because ultimately you want to be able to move and inspire them. You want to give them something that they haven't read before. The success of your book isn't just going to come through in the things it can do for you, it's going to come through in the things that it can do for the reader. That's why you want to spend time to get it right. A big reason why books end up being successful is because the authors have worked with book professionals to help them get across that finish line, to help them write the best book possible. Now, a lot of times people work with either book ghostwriters or writing coaches. Those are both great professionals to help you on your way. I've worked in both capacities on many, many projects. The goal of a ghostwriter is to take stories from an author and turn them into book form, to bring them out in the strongest way possible. When I meet with my ghostwriting clients, we typically meet weekly or every other week. We meet consistently, and there's this give and take. There's this back and forth, and there's constant progress happening. Every week there's new material. Every week there's a new meeting. It's great to be able to see this book take shape when there was a point in time where they didn't even believe it would ever be finished, and now it's done. And now it's out in the world. And now that book has transformed their life and their readers' lives. Writing coaching is similar but different in a way, where book ghostwriting is about the ghostwriter writing the story with guidance from the author. Writing coaching is the author guiding the writing process and the professional helping them along and giving them feedback and input and helping them stay on the right track. There's so many things first-time authors don't know about book writing. So many things, so many gaps. When we think about gatekeeping, there's gatekeeping on the traditional publishing side. There's also these barriers of entry and these learning gaps, these knowledge gaps that can keep first-time authors from fully succeeding and fully realizing the potential of their story. That's why a lot of times when people publish their first book, it's not as successful as they wanted, it didn't have the outcomes they wanted, it didn't reach the right audience. Working with a writing coach or a ghostwriter is going to help you unlock the potential of your book, which is so important. Ultimately, even if you have a small audience, you want to still be able to connect with the right people. And when you connect with the right people, you want them to be able to do the thing that you want them to do, which is to learn, to carry forward with you, maybe become a client of yours, start a journey together. Whatever the case may be, you want to understand what that looks like. And you want to figure out what this book is going to do to you on your journey. How is it going to help you grow as a person? How is it going to help you share your message? How is it going to help you take the leap? There's a reason why you want to write this book, and there's an outcome that you want, and working with the right professionals can help you unlock those elements. If you want to learn more about can anybody write a book, there's another video I want you to check out. I'll link to it on the screen. It's called I Need Help to Write My Book. That video goes so much deeper on the ghostwriting and the writing coaching process, and even explores a different element that you could consider when writing your book. Remember, a good book can change your life. I'm Dan Good. Thanks for watching.